Now we're going to start by doing a little sound check. You should be hearing me in your left ear, and then now you should be hearing this in your right ear.
If we think about sound in theatre, we often just think about sound effects. We think of a dog barking or the wind howling or something like that.
You're probably wondering why you're wearing headphones.
But that's only really a fraction of what we hear in the theatre. We hear the acoustics of a place, such as this theatre space that we're in right now, which is the Studiobühne of the theatre department. We hear the actors' voices, for example. We hear music being played. And today we also hear technology. We hear all kinds of amplification, microphones and different settings, etc., etc. So really, sound is an all-pervasive element of the theatre. I'm David Roesner. I'm a professor of theatre studies with a specialism in music theatre here at the LMU Munich. And my research in the past 20 years has always looked at different interplays between music and theatre, theatre and music in various ways. And historically it was interesting that there were times when people went to the theatre to hear theatre. They didn't go to watch theatre, but they went to hear. To the point that at the end of the 19th century, for example, there was an invention called the théâtrophone in France, obviously, which meant that you could phone in to the theatre and listen to the performance on your telephone, which meant that you obviously didn't see anything, but you heard the whole performance. So people in all times of theatre have realized that sound, listening and being in an acoustic space is an important part of attending the theatre. What's really interesting today is obviously that there's been a huge shift through the digital advent of the digital media and sound technology. Now, it sometimes is the case that a sound concept or a particular idea about music and sound may be the starting point for a theatrical production. We even talk about sound-led theatre in the sense that there are theatre forms where really the production and reception of sound are at the centre. If you think of something like headphone theatre or even theatre in the dark, where you're sitting in a dark room and your visual stage is reduced to a minimum, then your senses really are sort of prick up and are in tune to the sound element of it.